days after Madeleine McCann's disappearance, one of the largest searches in Portugal's history was underway.
During the first weeks, there were thousands or at least hundreds of people involved all over the country to rescue Madeleine McCann.
Then, 11 days after the disappearance, a potential break in the case. Portuguese police, also known as the PJ, named the first arguido. Loose translation, formal suspect.
Who was Robert Murat? Robert Murat is a British Portuguese resident of Praia de Luz who lived in 2007 in the home owned by his mother, only some 100 yards or so from apartment 5A.
She went missing last night.
After Madeleine's disappearance from Luz made the morning news, Robert Murat walked out to his yard.
That's when I actually met an English guy that had known the family, and I had mentioned to him that I do speak Portuguese, so he asked me if I'd mind lending a hand. I have a daughter the same age, and if it happened to me, I would want and expect everybody to help me.
One of the British newspaper reporters who was there became suspicious of Robert Murat's behavior and called the PJ and alerted them.
Those suspicions snowballed after 3 of the McCann's friends reported seeing Murat near 5A the night of the disappearance. Murat denied being there after dark, but there's good reason he may have looked familiar.
He lived next to it, 100 meters away. Well, he's always there. He lives there. It's a small village.
The PJ searched his home, and Murat spent more than 19 hours being questioned by police. But the media scrutiny was far worse.
Any comments at all, sir?
Meanwhile, Jerry and Kate McCann took the hunt beyond borders.
We want to do everything in our power to help the search for Madeleine.
Spain, Morocco, the Netherlands, and Germany, and even an audience with the Pope, all aimed at one goal, keeping Madeleine's face in the news.
If you have seen this little girl, please could you go to your local authorities or police?
Using media dramatically increased the likelihood that somebody would come forward with information that could lead to her safe recovery.
Reported sightings of Madeleine poured in from around the world, but one theory gained traction, that Jerry and Kate McCann were responsible for what happened to their daughter.
How do you deal with the fact that more and more people seem to be pointing the finger at you?
In July 2007, British sniffer dogs trained to detect the scent of blood and cadavers were sent here to Portugal to help with the investigation. What they found led to a major shift in the case. The dogs alerted to tiny specks of blood in apartment 5A.
She will find anybody's blood, any human blood.
According to its handler, one dog reacted to potential blood or human remains in the trunk of the McCann's rental car, even though they didn't rent the car until 3 weeks after Madeleine went missing.
Conclusion of the research at that time. The girl died at that night in the apartment, and the parents know.
It was a turning point from the point of view of the Portuguese investigators under Chief Investigator Gonçalo Amaral. Whether rightly or wrongly, the Portuguese concluded at that time that Madeleine McCann had died in the apartment and that the parents had sought to cover it up and remove the body, remove the evidence.
False media reports circulated that DNA found in the rental car matched Madeleine's. It would take almost a year for the correct DNA results to be released. In the meantime, the damage was done. Tonight, a major break. Police are focusing their attention on 2 suspects, Madeleine's mom and dad. 4 months after Madeleine's disappearance, her parents were named formal suspects. They were shocked.
Disbelief, first of all, and then it was just, it was devastation. It was devastation that suddenly, if they were looking at us, who was looking for Madeleine? And I thought, there's no one looking for my little girl.
2 days after being named suspects, the McCanns returned to England, clutching their twins, but without Madeleine.
We have played no part in the disappearance of our lovely daughter, Madeleine.
14 months passed since Madeleine's disappearance, with no progress and no charges filed. In July 2008, stunning news. The Portuguese Attorney General was closing the case.
At a certain point, I realized that there were no reliable clues that were any more solid than others. It reminded me of a cat trying to catch its own tail. We were running around in circles without any success.
His decision cleared all suspects, including Robert Murat.
I think it was more of a victim.
A victim?
Yeah, they needed someone to blame.
Just left me completely destroyed. Not only myself, my family.
It's hard to describe how utterly despairing it was to be named El Guido and subsequently portrayed in the media as suspects in our own daughter's abduction.
But the McCanns weren't done fighting.
We look forward to scrutinising the police files to see what is actually being done.
Coming up, the McCanns go it alone.